England, and Mother Nature is not a very happy camper today. We're in the middle of a nor'easter that's brought us 4 inches already, with more expected. Winds are whipping between 30 and, yes, 50 miles per hour. The head of the Charles was canceled for the first time in 32 years. You'd have to be absolutely crazy to be outside today.
Here we are, the crowning, day of our first season, and one we would look forward to for a great period of time. And we're wondering, well, are we going to be able to get the game off?
Had this game been any other time, any other place, any other conditions, it would have been postponed. So I just felt like we're going to go through with it unless there's lightning, unless there's some extreme condition that would make this unplayable, and rain just isn't it.
They did such a great job to get that game off. I don't know how they did, but I remember at times warming up on the field, just flicking the ball in the air with Marco Echeverry, thinking we can't pass it on the ground as much because there's puddles everywhere, but they did such a good job.
The field was clearly waterlogged, and you can see in some of the great footage, the impact that it had on the game. The game turned out to be still a wonderful celebration of our first season and a great sporting event, whether you're a soccer fan or not. And I think the combination of the weather and the dramatic way in which the game played out, obviously with DC down with 2-0 with 20 minutes or so to go, sending it into extra time, Eddie Pope with this unbelievable header, it was magical.
Going into the game, it's wet, the ball is going to hold up in the puddles, trying to clear the ball, all those things that make the game more difficult. So the conditions weren't great, but both teams had to deal with them.
What happened after the game is you have that iconic shot of John Harkes lifting the trophy with everybody behind him. And again, I think that was one of our best post-game ceremonies in the history of the league, and you couldn't have scripted it. And so I think that, again, the weather, rather than being a negative, turned out to be something that really made a tremendous contribution to what that game was and really what that season was.